Here we go.
Where Colin was wrong.
Well, I love me some Chris Paul, but he just evaporated against Dallas in that series. After Game 2, he averaged 9 points and was minus 57. Like, bad. And it does feel like increasingly, in every playoff series, by the end of it, he's limping off the floor. Listen, it's sports. Guys age fast. He aged fast. He's 37.
Where Colin was right.
I said John Morant. He's remarkable. I really worry about his durability, and he missed the last 3 games against the Warriors. I don't question his talent. He's very Derrick Rose. He's 174 pounds. He's not yet a great shooter. He's a small guy, wildly talented and electric, unbelievably dynamic, a blast to watch, and I love him. But this is Derrick Rose. Kind of fragile. When you don't shoot, you're not a great shooter, like a Steph Curry or a Steve Nash in their prime. You drive to the basket to score against guys that weigh 238 pounds, 268 pounds. So this kind of became twice this year, injuries, long regular season sabbatical, and a hiatus at the end of this series.
Where Colin was wrong.
Well, I took the Bucks to beat the Celtics in 7, but no Chris Middleton was just too much to overcome. And Boston, I would say this about Milwaukee. They got to get a little more athletic. I mean, Grayson Allen, no. Pat Connaughton, come on, let's get more athletic. Bobby Portis. You won a title, but in the last 6 years, you've been eliminated 4 times in 6 years, first or second round. So, and Giannis, when he's not hitting that mid-range jumper, that offense dries up really, really fast, and Boston's defense made it even tougher.
Where Colin was right.
The Nets general manager, Sean Marks, called out Kyrie Irving, who I said during the year is the only star I can think of I would trade bench players for. I think he is a chemistry killer. Here's Sean Marks last week.
I think we know what we're looking for. We're looking for guys that want to come in here, be part of something bigger than themselves, play selfless, play team basketball, and be available. And that goes not only for Kyrie, but for everybody here.
Thank you. General managers, stop pandering. Hold your ground. Be strong. Culture matters. We have now left in the NBA like 4 really good cultures. Thank you. Finally, Sean Marks. And I agree with Ethan. I believe this. Kevin Durant signed off on that. There's no way this stuff's all going public without KD saying, hold that dude accountable.
Where Colin was wrong.
The Miami Heat eclipsed the Sixers. Miami's a hard get for me. They kind of outlast everybody. What Miami shows you, good coaching, good culture, deep bench, and a commitment to playing hard all the time, it matters in the NBA. They're highly functional, very smart, totally reliable. Listen, they don't have much of they're a weird offense. Like, there are times you're like, I don't know how they're going to score against Boston. I really don't. I don't know how they're going to be able to put together 100-point games against Boston's defense. But culture matters, coaching matters, commitment, bench, from Pat Riley, Spoelstra, Mickey Arison, Jimmy Butler down, you get their best effort every minute. Boston-Miami may not be the most gifted series of all time. It will be one of the more intense playoff series. They've yet to lose a home game in the playoffs.
Where Colin was wrong.
The Suns didn't lay an egg. They laid a dinosaur egg in Game 7. Good God, Chris Paul and Devin Booker were MIA. They looked tight. They really looked kind of off and scared, and the offense. And, one of the things you kind of find out with Devin Booker, he doesn't really create for others, because what Dallas did defensively is, all right, dude, we're going to turn you into a playmaker. Go make others better. And it's not really what Devin Booker does. They were, to me, easily the best team I saw in the regular season on a consistent basis. I mean, Chris Paul got hurt. They still won. But I was wrong. They laid an egg.
Where Colin was right.
I said when Russell Wilson went to Denver, it would literally change everything. Did you see the NFL schedule? Nobody's on TV in the first couple of months more than Denver. 4 of the first 6 games are primetime. The NFL has decided as a league, Denver's the most captivating story. Some of these when you get Jacksonville on television, the team playing Jacksonville has to be fascinating. And with Denver and Russell Wilson, it is. Way to go.
Where Colin was wrong.
I tend to defend Doc Rivers. I know him. I like him. But he's got to own some stuff. A lot of projecting, a lot of blaming others. Hey, listen, man, this team's got talent. Thibault, Embiid, Harden, Maxey, Tobias Harris. Now, they don't have much of a bench, but you got to do better than this stuff. I mean, they got more high-end players than Miami. They just do. And he's got to own some of his stuff. He's got to do better. And as much as I like him personally, he didn't have a good series. Spoelstra did.
Where Colin was wrong.
Tom Brady is now a colleague. I've been saying for years, Brady's not going to go into running a team. Brady's not going to go into broadcasting. He's too big for that. He's going to go into owning a global brand. Well, he got a nice contract at Fox, and now we're teammates. You know, I knew we'd eventually work together in harmony. Congratulations to Fox. I got the news in Italy on the Spanish Steps, by the way, is when I learned it, on a beautiful day over there. And people are questioning how good he'll be. Tom's pretty good at everything. He's really prepared. He's really committed. He's wildly competitive. So I think he's going to be fine.
Well, also a big part of that job is watching tape, which is his favorite thing to do in the world.
Oh, I know, literally.
So
literally, he'll just watch tape all day and break.
One whole section of that job is already built into what he already does.
How about that? That was interesting news.
We played your video from the Spanish Steps on the show.
People are saying you have to re-sign James Harden. Because if you don't, it sends a message to stars. Hey, you made him a promise. Okay. So I went out this morning and on the staff, and I asked the staff, go look at the last 5 or 6 NBA champions. Did any of them have a terrible contract? No. Now, Dallas has one. Davies Burton's $16 million a year. He doesn't play much. It's not a Westbrook contract. It's not a John Wall contract. If you signed James Harden, it would be the worst contract in the league. You're out of the championship window. You don't have to be perfect to be an NBA champ, but you got to have some bench, and you got to be a little flexible at the trade deadline. You got to have flexibility to fix your flaws. You sign Harden, you can't. And I hear this all the time. What kind of message will it send to NBA stars if you don't re-sign Harden? They want their money. Like you'd call up an NBA star and say, we'll give you $170 million. You know, I can't because, you promised Harden. Harden's a dog. He didn't play defense. He quits on teams. He showed up fat in Houston. I mean, that's documented. Players don't look at Harden and go, man, they really screwed over a good guy. They really took advantage of Victor Oladipo or Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo. That's different. Harden, Simmons, Kyrie, you get what you get. They're selfish, they're divas, they're difficult, they quit on teams, they won't get vaxxed, whatevs. Philadelphia has an advantage here. Harden was so bad at the end of this series. Number one, Daryl Morey can get saved by his owner. His owner goes out publicly and says, I overruled Morey. We're not signing him. Daryl's off the hook. Daryl can talk to free agents and go, I wanted to sign him, but the owner, crazy guy upstairs, said no. Secondly, fans and media in Philadelphia, very punitive, very loud, will side with a team. Nobody wants Harden back. Nobody wants him back. And the other advantage, other stars want to take care of their families. They don't care. I mean, in a perfect world, you would go to a company that treats everybody well. Tell me an NBA star that's going to be offered $150 million that's going to go, I would have, but 4 years ago, I didn't like the way you treated Harden. It really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not going to accept the money from a good team. I'm going to go to a crappy team and get less money. People don't think that way. Stars do not think that way. The kind of money that would be offered by Philadelphia is star money. They don't care about Harden. Harden sometimes doesn't care about getting home before a game. He doesn't play defense. He's quit on teams. He comes in out of shape. That's why he dies at the end of a playoff series. So Philadelphia cannot sign Harden. Let him opt in for 1 year. If you signed Harden, look at these numbers. It's over. It's over. I like that they won the trade. And I still think at least their guy played. Harden played. But you can't sign him. Let him opt in for a year, and then at the trading deadline, move him. And if he doesn't want to show up and he wants to pout, good. But I'm sorry. I think the core four is very, very good for Philadelphia. Embiid's 29 a game star, MVP level guy. Maxey is an ascending star. I can get 22 a night from him. Tobias Harris is a 3 or a 4. Go get a Spencer Dinwiddie. Go get a really good player. Thibel's a great defensive player. If we have another pandemic, I'd prefer he get vaxxed. But the point being is, I like your core four. I like where Philadelphia's at. But you sign Harden, you're out of the championship window. And by the way, you're not with Thibault and Maxey and Embiid and Tobias Harris. No, you're not. Because now you can go get what Miami has if you don't sign him long term. A bench. A legitimate backup center if Embiid gets banged up, which he is prone to do. That's kind of a perpetual issue. But go back and look at the great championship teams in the last 5-10 years. Not a lot of terrible contracts. Because you have one, no bench, no flexibility, and championship teams need both. All right. I got good stuff today. We're just,